Are we running? Yeah, we're running. Привет, друзья! And as you can see, I got a cup of coffee in my hand. Today we're going to be not cooking. As you can tell, I'm out in the outskirts of Reno. There's still snow out here. It's July. It's going to get hot, but I don't care. Because today I have decided to drink coffee. Actually, we're going up the mountains to a place called Virginia City, which is on the outskirts of Reno, and we're going to check that out. Now, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, I've been to Virginia City before, but I was there when it was like a lot of snow. This time it's summertime. We're going up there where there's no snow. We're going to check out a few of the sites, go to a couple of shops, and maybe eat lunch. I don't know yet. But in any case, I've got my coffee going. It's early in the morning. I don't want to get up there when it's too hot. And we're going to check out Virginia City, Nevada. I don't have my thing. Yeah. So, about 30 minutes later and about 6,000 feet higher, or 2,000 feet higher, something like that, we're out here on the outskirts of Virginia City with a microphone cord that wants to go all over the place. Virginia City is one of the most popular cities in northern Nevada. One of the biggest things about it is that it has the richest, or had the richest, silver deposits in the world. From what I've gathered, there's still about 1 or 2 mines still in operation, but they're not like anything they were in the late 1800s. Now, when the silver was found up here, Virginia City, of course, was built, and the only way to get the silver from the mountains to the mills in Carson City was by the railroad. The railroad stopped operations just a year shy of World War II, at least up here, but continued operations between Carson City and Reno, which was the final destination of the Virginia and Truckee Railroad, around 1950. Now, the cool thing is, because history here is really a big thing in Nevada. I mean, it really is. A group of entrepreneurs got together. They rebuilt a portion of the line from Virginia City to a small place called Mountain House, where a lot of the mills were. And about 10 years ago or 15 years ago, somewhere around there, they actually rebuilt the line from Virginia City down to the outskirts of Carson City. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a chance of doing it this round, but we're going to try and maybe ride the train. We'll see. It all depends on the day, it all depends on the money, it all depends on me. Yeah, it all depends on a lot of things. So anyways, like I said, we're at the city limits of Virginia City. We're about to go in, and we're about to spend about a half an hour trying to find a parking space just because of how popular this town is. Virginia City developed as a boom town with the 1859 discovery of the Comstock lode, the first major silver deposit discovery in the United States, with numerous mines opening. The population peaked in the mid-1870s with an estimated 25,000 residents. The mine's output declined after 1878, and the population declined as a result. Around 2020, the population of Virginia City was 787. Samuel Clemens, also known by the pen name of Mark Twain, came to Virginia City in about 1862. He wrote for the Enterprise from the fall of 1862 until May of 1864. His departure was to avoid a duel with a local newspaper editor upset over his reporting. He returned twice, once in 1866 and later in 1868. Virginia City has a lot of Mark Twain memorabilia when you go through the town. Currently, Virginia City's economy is tourism, and they usually draw about 2 million visitors per year. It has numerous historic properties, obviously, that are separately listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Virginia City is home to many interpretive museums and sites, including the Silver Terrace Cemetery, the Fourth Ward School Museum, the Pioneer Cemetery, the Firemen's Museum, the Way It Was Museum, Piper's Opera House, the Police Officers Museum, and it goes on and on and on. Virginia City also hosts many unique and authentic event celebrations, including cook-offs, parades, and Civil War reenactments. Virginia City retains an authentic historic character with board sidewalks and numerous restored buildings dating back to the 1860s and 1870s, and has been declared a National Historic Landmark in 1961, which was way before Nixon, so don't listen to me later on. And of course, the Fourth Ward School, which we'll take a look at later, is the last 4-story schoolhouse in the United States. Well, okay, that's enough of that. Let's just take a look around a little bit, and I'm going to get back to doing things. One of the other cooler things that Virginia City boasts is some of the most amazing looking churches ever. Because, you know, you had to have some sort of faith even in the Old West. And these churches were amazing looking. These are probably some of the best churches I've ever seen in a mountain mining town ever. And there's 2 of these right here. There's this one right here, and there's this little one right over here that you can kind of sort of see. I mean, this is impressive. One of the cool things that Virginia City did with a lot of its riches and its lots of silver, obviously, was to build a town. Behind me is the schoolhouse that they had. And over to the right of me are Harley Davidsons, which always seem to get into my damn videos. As I was saying. So this is their Fourth Ward School. We're gonna try and go in, check it out, see if there's anything cool there. Probably a little later on, I don't know. I'm still looking for a parking space in an ATM because they only take cash here. However, to display the decadent capitalists of America, they had to build this big school with lots of money from all the silver that they mined here. So yes, this was Virginia City's schoolhouse right here. And here come the bikers. Virginia City is such a really cool place because there's like a blending of the old and the new here. People still flock here, people still move up here, people still build houses up here. It is not one of the oldest cities in Nevada. I hope maybe in a future video I'll do one of those. But it is one of the most historical cities in Nevada. People flock here from everywhere. I mean, I've heard there's people here from Germany, there's people here from freaking Japan, China. I hope they're not trying to buy Virginia City. Oh wait, they can't buy Virginia City because this is actually one of the few cities in the United States that is literally protected by the federal government. Now, sometime in like the 1970s, I believe Nixon may have preserved this place. It was either Nixon or it was probably before. I'm not exactly sure. But this is actually federal land. This is protected federal land. But you can still buy property here. You can still build houses on here. So this is really, you know, super cool to live in a historic town. I hear the train coming. I think I'm going to ride the train. Oh yes, I am going to ride the train. Okay, this is the big thing about Virginia City, is the Virginia and Truckee Railroad, which was one of the famous railroads that of Nevada, which hauled a lot of the silver out of here down to the mill in Carson City, and then would haul some of the processed silver to where I live now in Reno. Ooh, listen to that. Yep, it's coming up the hill. I don't know if you can hear it on this mic or not, but yeah, we're gonna get a ticket on the train. Well, друзья, I've got my train ticket. The train's arrived. We're gonna go on a short trip up the Gold Hill and back, and we're gonna enjoy riding a steam locomotive. Is it even in the frame? I don't know. I really need an assistant here. You know, short, cute. Got the sex drive of a German.
Now, folks, we're about to pass under a 160-year-old ore trestle. This is how ore was brought from mines on the west side of the rails over to the crusher mills that were on the east side. As we go underneath this trestle, I'd like you folks to take a look at those large rocks laying on the ground under it. Those large rocks laying there are actual gold and silver ore that is laid on the ground a century and a half. And the reason these rocks are on the ground, when they brought the ore across this trestle, if the rock was too big to go through the crusher machineries, they just pushed it right off the top of the trestle. So if any of you folks are feeling a little lucky, come on back later with a great big hammer. You can go to work on one of those rocks and you might just strike your fortune. Now, when mining began on the Comstock Lode around 1860, the only way to get the ore down to the mills on the Carson River was by wagon and mule. It was very expensive, and it took over a week for a wagon load of ore to make it down the mountains. In 1869, a man named William Sharon on the board of directors of the Bank of California thought it would be profitable for that bank to build a railroad between Carson City and Virginia City. Construction began in February 1869 with 1,500 workers employed to build the line. Coming the 21 miles from Carson City to Virginia City, 7 tunnels were dug through the Washoe Mountains, and the railroad comes out nearly 1,800 feet in altitude, making us one of America's true mountain railroads. Coming through those canyons, the railroad makes enough twists, turns, and curves that it equals 18 complete circles before arriving at all those twists, turns, and curves gave us the nickname of the crookedest railroad in the world. Was abandoned in 1938. At that time, the railroad sold the station and all the property around it to Story County, Nevada, for the sum of $1. Now, folks, coming up to the rear of the train off the west side, on that little rise above us and to our rear, you'll see the remains of the North Yellow Jacket shaft. Now, a little bit about how it all worked, folks. That large tower up on the hill is called the head frame. That's what was used to hoist the ore up from the depths in large steel buckets. That ore would then be dumped down those two steep wooden chutes into what's called the ore bin at the bottom. Now, as we pass this ore bin, you folks will see 3 doors on the front that would be open. That ore would then be dumped into railroad cars to be taken for crushing and processing. Now, folks, as the train does pull to a stop here, something a little interesting off the east side. If you folks will look right over the bluff, you'll see the main head frame of the Yellow Jacket mining complex. Notice those huge wooden timbers have been plastered with concrete. Folks, that was done in an effort to help prevent that head frame from burning. Now, folks, you might remember before we came to the tunnel, and on the other side of that mountain, I did point out to you over there the East Yellow Jacket shaft. Right here above us off the west side is the North Yellow Jacket shaft. And just over the bluff, the big head frame, is the main shaft of the Yellow Jacket complex. Folks, all 3 of these mine shafts. Notice that level bluff of dirt sticking out toward the tracks just past the head frame of the North Yellow Jacket shaft. Now, once we pass that little bluff, there's a small canyon on the west side that I would like you to see. The reason I want you to see that canyon is because it is at the bottom of that canyon where all of this began. That is the actual location gold was discovered here in 1859. Now, before this little canyon played out, it yielded over $40 million in gold and silver. And folks, that's based on $1,875 value when that gold was selling for $9 an ounce. Today, it would be worth about $8.4 billion. We're coming up right here off the west side where it all started and why they call this area Gold Canyon. nearly $3,000 per ton in silk. So the rush to the comp shop was on. People from all over the globe started coming to the richest gold and silver strike in world history. Almost overnight, Virginia City's population went from a few hundred to several thousand. And folks, that legend that you might have heard, well, folks, that legend is actually true. That at one point in time, the streets of Virginia City, Nevada, had been paved with silver. Still to this day, there is over 750 miles of mine shafts and tunnels going down 3,000 feet, even deeper than that up here along the Knoxon Road. Now, folks, folks, have a wonderful afternoon and evening. May God bless each and every one.
So much. Oi. And so we kind of end off the day with a little bit of lunch, and wow, that's a cheeseburger. So mustard. Yeah, well, we're gonna try it with this. We're gonna have the potato salad, and as always, ooh, that's a big burger. Yeah. So delicious. I hope you've enjoyed our little tour of Virginia City, seeing some of the sights, hearing about some of the things here, and until later, as always, Jablko Buger. Итак, только пеприя. And Baka. Друзья, I almost forgot. There's two links down here. One is to my Telegram channel, the Fallout Shelter. Join, let's talk when I can. The other thing is also on the bottom is a list of things that I would love to get on Amazon if, and I do say if, you can mail me stuff on Amazon. I don't know. And finally, at the bottom, if you don't have Amazon and you still want to mail me some cool stuff, at the bottom is my P.O. Box which means you can send me stuff. Send me stuff, but not a lot of stuff because I don't have a lot of room. I still have to look at the button.